welcome to our new lecture studies and some of the Quranic verses and its scientific explanations. We thank God for His guidance, and we start by watching some of the videos and start after analyzing. Let's start watching in the videos. I will explain the difficult parts that you don't understand, and we will have in the middle of this course a break. Then when we finish the lecture, you can ask questions and I will try to answer them, okay? Now we will watch a video. Lately they sent a robot on Mars and they had any informations about Mars. This is the latest video from NASA. We will watch it and I will cut pieces, stop it, so that I explain the difficult parts so that you understand.
Is the latest in a long line of missions to Mars. Landers sent to scoop its soil and study its rocks. Orbiters sent to map its valleys and bridges. They are all asking the same question. Did liquid water once flow on this dry and dusty world? Did it support life in any form? And are there remnants left to find? The science that comes out of these missions may help answer a much larger, more philosophical question. Is our planet, Earth, the norm in a galaxy run through with life-bearing planets? Or is Earth a rare gem with a unique makeup and history that allowed it to give rise to living things? On Mars, Curiosity has spotted pebbles and other rocks commonly associated with flowing water.
I just want to say that on Mars, the rover discovered pebbles just like on the seashore. I mean, there is proof of water. They proved there was water once in Mars.
It found them downstream on what appears to be an ancient river fan, where water flowed down into Gale Crater. This shows that at some point in the past, Mars had an atmosphere, cloudy skies, and liquid water flowing. So what could have turned it into the desolate world we know?
Okay, before Mars had an atmosphere and oceans and water. Why it became dry like this? It's telling like this. Little by little, I will explain to you.
Today, one process that very likely played a role goes by the unscientific name sputtering. Like the other planets in our solar system, Mars is lashed by high-energy photons from the sun. When one of these photons enters the atmosphere of a planet, it can crash crash into a molecule.
Here is speaking that the sun drives solar winds and it's lashing the sun and the earth, every planet. The solar wind of the sun hits the planets,
knocking loose an electron and turning it into an ion. The solar wind brings something else. A giant magnetic field.
the solar wind, when the sun sputters mass injection, it sends the solar wind with magnetic field. This magnetic field takes the water out of the Mars and it takes it with it, and it doesn't stay on the Earth mass. Even if there was atmosphere and water, the solar wind of the sun, by its magnetic field, it takes the water.
When part of the field grazes the planet, it can attract ions and launch them out into space. Another part might fling ions right into the atmosphere at up to 1,000 kilometers per second. The ions crash into other molecules, sending them in all directions like balls in a game of pool. Over billions of years, this process could have literally stripped Mars of its atmosphere.
This process stripped Mars from its atmosphere. It's telling like this, and it's water because of the solar wind of the sun.
Especially in the early life of the solar system, when the solar wind was more intense than it is today. Sputtering has actually been spotted directly on another dead planet.
Now they will watch another planet just like Mars, the Venus planet. The sun rays, it's hitting the Venus planet. Look what is happening.
Venus. The Venus Express mission found that solar winds are...
Look, the solar winds of the sun, it's taking the water away, and the atmosphere of Venus. It's the solar wind of the sun, it's taking the water out of Venus and its atmosphere. Why it's not happening to Earth like
steadily
this?
stripping off lighter molecules of hydrogen and oxygen. They escape the planet on the night side, then ride solar breezes on out into space. This process has left Venus with an atmosphere dominated by carbon dioxide gas, a heat-trapping compound that has helped send surface temperatures up to around 400 degrees Celsius.
This is solar wind coming from the sun.
Loss of Venus's atmosphere likely took place over millions of years, especially during solar outbursts known as coronal mass ejections. If these massive blast waves stripped Venus and Mars of an atmosphere capable of supporting life, how did Earth avoid the same grim fate?
Okay, how Earth avoided such solar winds, how it avoided? We will watch.
We can see the answer as the solar storm approaches Earth. Our planet has what Mars and Venus lack, a powerful magnetic field generated deep within its core. This protective shield deflects many of the high-energy particles launching.
Look, because our Earth it has a magnetic field, because of this it's deflecting the solar wind. The Venus and Mars, they don't have a magnetic field.
By the sun. In fact, that's just our first line of defense. Much much of the solar energy that gets through is reflected back into space by clouds, ice, and snow.
Okay, we watched now how the Earth, its magnetic field, is deflecting the solar wind.